Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and thanks for being here. This is another timeless reading that's for somebody out there. My intention is that it finds the people it's meant for at the right time. It's definitely not for everyone, so if the storyline that emerges is not resonating with you, it's probably not for you. You can still watch the whole reading because it's always an intention of mine that anyone who's drawn to one of my readings will gain something from it, whether it's an insight, a piece of wisdom, or just the opportunity to see something from a different perspective. So if you happen to be here, I think you're meant to be here. It is school holidays around here, so it is a bit harder to find some quiet times to record. I do think my microphone's pretty good at filtering out background noises, so I'm hoping that it won't be too bad. And the other thing to say is that as I was first sitting down to record this, I got a parcel delivered. So there might be something nice that's coming in for you in the today or in the near future if this is your reading. And actually I'm just remembering I got given some flowers in my dreams last night, so yeah, I do think it's something nice. What I got in my parcel is quite nice. I found out that this store that I often go to was having a sale of their statues, so they're 40% off statues, and that definitely got my interest because they do have this Odin statue that I've always had an eye on, and when it's 40% off, it can more easily be justified. So yes, I do have Odin here sitting with us. He's got his wolves and his ravens with them. And because I'm a cheapskate, I always try and avoid paying for shipping. So I bought something else just so I could qualify for free shipping. And so this other thing I got, they're called tingsha bells, and they're used for sound cleansing. So they're here as well. So I might just give them a little ding before we start this reading. So here we go. Yep. Bit hard to maneuver. Oh gosh, yeah. And that's good, I guess, because we normally just have some incense burning when I'm recording, but I feel today like we've got some extra protection with all of this around. Actually, these tingsha bells have dragons on them as well, so we are well protected. And these symbols might be things that resonate for you too if this is your reading. So I've mentioned Odin, wolves, ravens, bells, dragons, and I guess flowers as well. Okay, so let's get started. We'll just do our love pause first. This is where we pause the video and send some love out into the universe. You can also do a little Ho'oponopono prayer instead. So this involves saying the 4 sentences: thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. Thanks to everyone who does this. The time to pause is now, and I'll start my reading on the next slide. And here we are with the spread for this reading. If you're interested in the decks that I've used, they'll be listed in the description box. Okay, so the card at the bottom of the deck is the 2 of Cups. That's really nice. So that's about a soulmate connection, a genuine soulmate connection. So they're both there holding their cups, representing their love and affection. And there are keywords on these particular tarot cards. So the ones on this 2 of Cups card are partnership, harmony, and peace. And the man in this card, he's also wearing like a medallion necklace thing, and he's got the word love on that medallion as well. And I'm not sure if that's a birch tree behind them, but the trunk is making me think of a birch tree. And that's making me think of the Bacana rune, which has to do with fertility, growth, new beginnings, and renewal. So it's interesting to have that come up here as well. The card in the past position is the Knight of Wands, and I'm seeing how we have the eye on this card. And there's actually a few eyes here. There's an eye on the 2 of Cups card at the bottom of the deck, and there's also an eye on the Death card, which is sitting in the present position. And these eyes are all in different spots, so maybe I'm not meant to link them together necessarily. In the 2 of Cups card, the eye appears separate from the characters, so I get more of a all-seeing eye kind of feel from that one. In this Knight of Wands card, though, it's over the heart chakra, and then when you look over at the Death card, it's on the skull. It's where the 3rd eye chakra would be. So again, I'm not sure if I'm meant to link them, but I guess the all-seeing eye is about how God sees everything. So in that 2 of Cups card, that might be saying that God sees that this connection is genuine and that both parties are well-intentioned. The other eyes seem linked to specific chakras, so I guess I'm just going to take that as meaning clearer sight in relation to that particular chakra. So getting back to this Knight of Wands card, it is the heart of this person that is seeing things clearly. I really like that. The Knight of Wands is obviously someone who rushes towards the things that they find inspiring or feel passionate about. And so it's good that their heart is seeing things clearly. I do tend to see this as sort of a Sagittarian energy. In terms of the keywords they've got on this card, they have flow, fire, and intuition. So that definitely fits with the heart seeing things clearly. The passion and the impulse to go a certain way are justified by the fact that this is an intuitive guidance. Now, I recently did a Facebook post where I had Knight of Wands energy come through, and intuition came through strongly there as well. And that's interesting to me because I don't normally use that word intuition to describe the Knight of Wands. I do see it as someone following their heart, and I see it as someone who can act strongly on an impulse. But maybe Spirit is wanting me personally to understand that intuition is also a strong attribute of this archetype. So maybe I'm evolving in my definitions there as well. So in the present position, as I said earlier, we have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. This is obviously about endings, transformations, and rebirths. And we did have, with that birch tree, some similar themes with renewal and new beginnings as well. So this could definitely be about something new that's kicking off. And it could be that we're talking about a new relationship with that Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I do feel like it's a new connection. I guess it could be someone from the past, but I'm not feeling that as strongly. But if it is someone from the past, we've got the Death card here. So you've obviously both changed a lot since the last time you knew each other. So you're not who you used to be, and if it is someone from the past, they're not who they used to be either. I'm feeling like this is a new connection. I'm not really seeing anything here to suggest that it's someone coming back. And with that skull, I'm also getting a Dios de los Muertos vibe as well. Now that happens around the time of Halloween, so that would be a long way away, but maybe this is alluding to some sort of Mexican connection or maybe a birthday that's around that time of the year. So the words on this Death card are transformation, new beginnings, endings, change. And for some reason we have the words begin again, which I thought would have been covered by the new beginnings being there. But so maybe Spirit is wanting me to rethink what I said before when I said I didn't see anything to suggest someone from the past. That's quite funny. So this begin again might be saying that for some people or some of you, it is someone old, because begin again in the context of a relationship reading might be about beginning again with someone. So wiping the slate clean and starting all over again. I guess I'll leave it open to both possibilities because it is a general reading. But as I was saying before, if it's someone you knew before, the Death card being here means that you're both very different now. So a different energy in this new connection. And in the future position, we have Sagittarius energy coming through again, so that's strong in this reading. The card here is the Temperance card with the keywords guidance, balance, healing, and moderation. So this is definitely saying that in this new connection, you're meant to be taking it slow. And again, the word guidance isn't necessarily a strong word association for me in terms of how I see the Temperance card, but it's here again. So it's definitely coming through strongly. You can trust your intuition, so it's okay for you to be guided by it. So if this connection is feeling good, you're safe to keep moving forward. The word healing here suggests that there is still some baggage that's coming in from past experiences, and that's okay, and that's why it's important to have this balance and moderation as you move forward. So this isn't, the reckless way that you fell in love the first time. I mean, the first time you fall in love, you have no fears, you've never been hurt, you've never had your heart broken. As adults, when we're entering into new relationships, we're always going to be coming in a little bit wounded and a little bit cautious. And it's because we've had those bad experiences before. So with this Temperance card, the guidance here is to take it slow. This does seem like a good connection. It definitely has the potential to work out. But understand that there's absolutely no need to rush it. You can just keep building the connection over time. And if it's a good connection, it's just going to keep growing stronger and stronger over time. I'm drawn to that oracle card called Rainbow because it has the keyword blessings on it, and it's also in the third position in terms of the oracle card. So that's definitely feeling like Spirit is saying this is a good connection that will do well if you allow it to evolve slowly. And I'm also just seeing now there's a rainbow on that Two of Cups card as well. So it's at the base of the birch tree and it's arching over the all-seeing eye. So I think this connection does have Spirit's blessing, and that tree is going to grow very well over time. So all you have to do is be patient with it. And I'm finding it interesting because we've had now 2 readings in a row where we're talking about mature, drama-free relationships. And I'm wondering if that's saying that we've become a much more grown-up collective now, so there's no more funny business going on. And I guess that does make sense, because if we've been committed to our healing and ascension and committed to making aligned choices, that's definitely going to change the relationships that we bring into our lives. In a more ascended place, we're going to have a stronger connection to our intuition, maybe an activated third eye. So we're going to be seeing and sensing more easily when something isn't right for us. And we're also going to know when someone's vibration isn't really what we want to experience. So we're going to be much more likely to be drawn to someone who's also coming across as healed and in a good place in their life. And that's because that's what's a match to us vibrationally at this point in our journey. So those people that bring chaos and drama and negativity, they just won't be attractive prospects anymore. If you do spend time with them, you're actually going to be relieved when that time comes to an end, because it just wasn't a good time. So with this reading and the last, we're getting this energy of stable, healthy relationships that are coming through. And so I think that's just reflecting that we're talking about people who've done the work of getting themselves to a good place before they get themselves into a relationship with someone else. So that's all really good. I've got 2 more oracle cards to cover. The first oracle card here is taking shelter with the message, the answers are within. So this card is very much hermit energy, and it is taking me back to that last reading again, because the hermit card showed up at the bottom of the deck in that reading. These are slightly different readings, but if you are interested in checking that one out, maybe there's some other messages there for you. It's the one titled, It's the Right Kind of Love. Now, the hermit energy is essentially about withdrawing to do the inner work and the healing and the self-discovery. So it definitely fits with what I was saying. So if we were all to do that before we enter into relationships with others, we're going in knowing ourselves well enough to know what is and isn't going to work for us. So we're going in strong, really. The last card here is fear, and it has the message, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So fear did come up in relation to the start of this new connection, and it was fear that related to past hurts. Now, for it to show up again as a separate message, a distinct oracle message, I'm feeling that it is a strong energy here. And when you look at it, it's actually in the middle of the spread. So it's like it's actually central to this reading, actually. So I guess what that's saying is that this is actually a reading about fear and how it might limit us, even if we find ourselves in a new and good connection. So if this is your reading, you've obviously been hurt badly in the past, whether it was this particular person, another person, or several other people. It really doesn't matter so much who did it, but it's clear that you've been badly wounded. But the message overall with this reading is that it is safe for you to love in this new connection. And so you're really just going to have to work on overcoming the past and the fears that relate to those experiences. Now, unfortunately, painful experiences, they are part of life, and there's no way to really avoid them. I suppose the thing you do know is that you've survived everything that's happened to you in the past. And as I said before, it's very unlikely that you'd end up in a bad relationship now because of all the inner work that you've actually done. And if it did start turning bad, you'd probably sense it fairly early and you'd be able to step away from it. And of course, worst case scenario, if you did have to heal from another bad experience, you actually already know how to do that. And so it's becoming a lot less scary even as I talk about it. And we have the Temperance card here. So you're really going to be moving slowly in this connection. So, you've got plenty of time to to notice any red flags and withdraw if you need to. So with all of that said, maybe it really is just a matter of having faith in yourself as you move forward. There is that saying about how a bird that's sitting on a branch isn't putting its faith on the branch not breaking. The bird's faith is actually in its own wings. So if the branch did break, I mean, the bird might be a little bit surprised, but it's not going to go crashing to the ground. It'll actually just fly off to a safer spot. And this is just like that as well. So there won't be a relationship that's going to come with a 100% guarantee of a successful outcome. But if your relationship fails, you're not going to plummet to your death either. You'll use your wings and you'll find somewhere stable to land. And then if you need to heal and recover, you're going to be able to do it. So you're strong enough now to recover and make a fresh start. You're doing that right now. And if you had to do it again, you would do it again. So the message on that fear card is about staying in the energy of love. So do try and bring love into this new connection. If fear intrudes, just take a time out and recenter yourself and remind yourself that you are a stronger person now. And then when you're feeling calm again, you can go back to focusing on this connection and bringing more love into it. I guess it's important to remember that your fears aren't actually a reflection on who this other person is. So even if we're talking about that possibility where we are talking about someone who has hurt you in the past, if they've changed into a completely different person since then and you're not seeing anything problematic in who they are now, then your fears actually aren't based on your present experience with them. They're relating to the previous experience. So whether this is an old person or a new person, try and just love the person who's standing in front of you now, because they are a good person. They're looking like a good person here. And let's face it, they're trying to love you as well. They've probably also got fears that they're trying to overcome. They've probably also got some wounds from their past. And so if they're trying to put all that behind them and work on a connection with you, then you know they're in the same boat as you. It's really going to go both ways with that sort of stuff. So give it a chance and do your best not to let the past limit you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that reading. It was quite deep, wasn't it? But yeah, this is our last slide. So the decks that I've used, as always, are listed in the description box, and that's always the case even with my older readings. The Amazon links you might find are affiliate links. You can use those links to purchase the decks, and if you do, I might qualify for a small commission. There is some extra information in the description box if you are wanting to buy those decks using the links. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And of course, comments are always welcome as well. Thanks to everyone who's already subscribed. I'm so grateful for your support. And that's it. Take care, everyone. And I hope that I'll see you all again in a future video. Bye.